welcome to another episode of Prioritize. They accomplish while you drown in lists. It's difficult to juggle your responsibilities. Husband, father, brother. It goes on, but your energy doesn't.
You pondering what I'm pondering?
Prioritize what's right for you, not what's left behind. This is Prioritize with Toby Baker.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here we talk about faith, family, relationships, and more. I'm your crazy white fat host, the Baker Boy himself. Welcome to Prioritize. Today, I want to talk about going back to the source. Going to the source of the issue, the problemo. You ever been in a conversation and someone just begins to unload on you? They're just letting out. They're unloading the whole wagon, as some folks might say. They're letting it all hang out, man. They are just like blowing it out the cannon at you. You didn't have anything to do with it. You are an innocent bystander in this whole scenario. But your friend, your coworker, your associate, fellow employee comes to you and they are just up in arms about what this person did to them. Can you believe what they did to me? And you're there saying to yourself, or maybe you're saying to them if you feel the liberty to do so. So what did you do when this happened? How did you respond to John Doe when he did this to you? I no talk to John Doe. That is mean guy. No, okay, so John Doe did this horrendous thing to you, and you're coming to me, yelling at me about what they did to you. I'm asking you, what'd you do about it? Well, I'm here talking to you about it. It doesn't work. I get it. You want to unload, all right? You want to vent. We just went through one of the toughest years that I've ever gone through, being alive for certain. Oh, I remember the days when you could sit on a swing in the summertime and eat gummy bears and not gain a pound and then just ride your bike around town all day long until nightfall. You'd come back and mom would have a fresh bag of popcorn waiting for you at the dinner table, right? Gone are those days, my friend. Today, you got to scrape and scrap and fight and bleed and sweat and blood and tears and everything you got to get the last dollar so you can put food on the table, keep the roof overhead, keep threads of clothing on your back. And now you got people coming to you. They're yelling at you about problems you didn't have anything to do with. Here's the great thing about it, okay? Apparently, they feel so comfortable unloading on you that you're there for them. So take comfort in the idea. Maybe it's not a fact, but the idea. They don't unload on everybody, but they've come to you with this problem. Now, maybe it backfires, right? Maybe that's not a great thing. Maybe they're just unloading on you because they feel so comfortable giving you all their trash, and then they walk away when it's something they really need to deal with. So that brings us to point number 2. Can you go back to the source? Can you tell them to go back to the source? If you are the person in that scenario dumping your trash onto somebody else, what would happen if you went back to the source of the problem? That person who was persecuting you, putting you down, criticizing you. I remember going to a barber with a buddy of mine. We were on a work project. Towards the end of the project, I wanted to spiffy up myself for my wife as we were about ready to board a plane and jettison back home, literally on a jet. I don't know if I can. We took the jet. We took the jet back home is what we did. I don't have a private jet. It was a lot of other people on the jet. But nevertheless, I took the jet back home because, like a boss. So anyway, we hit this barber on the way. We were in Jersey on the way back through. And I'll admit, it was a bit of a rougher Jersey type barbershop. I'm not used to that kind of barbershop, and that's okay. It's a little divided. They had a couple of flat screens hanging from the ceiling towards the guys in the barber chairs. You had MTV on one screen. You had, is there like a Spanish hip-hop channel I don't know about? I don't, maybe it's Black Entertainment Television. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but that's what, so they're playing a lot of music videos on this side, and then on the other side, they had another screen for the kids and the wives, and it's some kind of children's channel. I don't know. My guy didn't speak English, so everything that he was asking me, I had to turn to the interpreter. Apparently, he was the manager, and say, what did he just say? So I got my hair cut. It was okay. It was decent. I don't know, it was like $20, $25, give him a tip. And so that was it. And I go out to the car because my colleague was saying, hey, can you go watch the car? There's some guys walking around. Like, okay, no problem. I go out there. He comes running out. I mean, like stomping and just all up in arms. He was pissed off. You know what I'm saying? You ever been that way? I think maybe you have. This guy, he was ticked. He was ticked. He comes out and said, do you see what they did to me? And he's yelling at me, right? I'm like, what? Oh, you're bleeding. Yeah, man, he took the buzzers and just like rammed them up my nose and look at this, I'm bleeding into it. He's like wiping the blood from his. I said, dude, what'd you say? Oh, nothing. I gave him a $10 tip and that was it. And wait, why are you yelling at me? What? I didn't do anything. I wasn't your barber. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, you go back to the source, brother. Go yell at him if you feel it incumbent upon yourself. You're that upset. You're that ticked off about it. You're going to yell at me. You're yelling at the wrong person. I can't do anything about your haircut. Or he was displeased completely with his haircut, completely dissatisfied. But he paid the fee and the tip just to get out of there. So maybe that's the thing. Sometimes you are so beside yourself, you don't want to deal with it. You pay the money, get me out of this store. There's no customer service. I'm never coming back here. ... Yeah, I've been there before. I get it. I wish I would have been in the right frame of mind to explain to them or the manager or the general store or regional manager, hey, here's what happened. Here's what I didn't like about it. All right. You want to fix it. You want to make it right. That's up to you. If not, then here's where we part ways. I remember my wife and I and the boys, we went to a store. I'm not sure if I should be at liberty to explain the name of the store. I'm sure you've been there before. We go in. There's no customer service. I'm walking around. Their clothes are everywhere. It's on the racks. It's on the floor. It was a job for me to be able to attempt to find my own size in a pair of jeans. I'm not that, I don't know, can you say I'm not that out of shape? No, like you're either in shape or you're out of shape. I'm out of shape, all right? I was a 36 waist, down, between like a 35, or maybe a 35, okay? I'll give myself some credit. So 35, 32, couldn't find anything close to that anywhere on the racks. There was no one around to whom I could ask, hey, can you give me a hand over here? I'm trying to find a size. So I changed to try to find his shirt. Couldn't find his shirt. Just a mess. A complete waste of my time. It was not a fun shopping experience. And if I recall correctly, it was back in 2018, 2017, prior to the mask wearing and the social distancing, which ever so compounds my displeasure for shopping in public now. At any rate, we're walking out. We walked up. The boys found something, so we're paying for their stuff at the counter. We walked up to the counter. She didn't greet us. She didn't say anything other than your total is $30, $40 and change, and just nothing. No eye contact. No smile. No. Hey, I work hard for my money. I don't want to work hard to spend my money. I would actually like to get value for the dollars that I spend. She gives us a receipt and doesn't say, hey, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming today. Thanks for your patronage. Have a great day. Come back and see us soon. Nothing like that. Just turns and looks to the next customer. It said, next. We're walking out of the store. I said, you know what? I really didn't appreciate the way that entire thing was handled. I told Joyce, I said, I'll be right back out. I'm walking back into the store, and she knew what was going on. I went and found someone who appeared to be a manager. Took me a few minutes, but I found him. And I pulled him aside. I said, excuse me, sir, are you happening to be a manager in this store? Why, yes, sir, I am. How can I help you? I'd like to explain to you why I will not be returning to your store. This way, you have the information to hopefully amend the problem, address the issue, and hopefully you'll keep the other customers. But this was a chore for me, and I explained to him the lack of customer service all the way throughout the store. The person who checked us out, it was just everything. I said, here it is. And here's why I did that. That was not out of boastful of me. That was because someone in charge deserved to know why they were losing a customer. Right? Like, what good would it have been to just complain to my wife and the boys and customers and everyone else to say, you know what? I had a terrible experience at that restaurant, and I'm just not, okay. Did you at all go tell the manager at that restaurant what happened? Well, no, I didn't. I didn't say that. And that's generally how it goes for people. They want to avoid controversy, but they're not going to supply the owner, the manager, somebody who can do something about their problem and why they experienced that, and at least offer them the opportunity to make it right. This is an issue. So let's prioritize going to the source. Now, as a friend, do I welcome issues from my friends? Yes, absolutely. I am a friend to you, and I'm saying to my friends, hey, when you got a problem, I'm here for you. I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to listen. And then I'm going to give you advice. You can take the advice or not take the advice, but you're not going to fix the issue by not going to the source. Does this make sense to you? Everyone has a bad day. I've had several bad days, and I've needed somebody to talk to. Man, this is what I'm going through. This is the weight on my shoulder. This is what I've endured today, this week, this month. This has been my burden. Man, this really got in my crawl. And, you just need somebody to vent to. I get that. And I am that for my friends, and they are that for me. What seems to be an issue that runs rampant today is that people want to talk about their problems, but they don't want to solve them. They're not looking for a solution. They just want to complain. I'm saying there's a time for complaining. There's a time for addressing the issue. If you've been one of them people that got yelled at, I love to hear from you, okay? If you are one of those people who just need to vent, you're welcome to vent to me. Know that when you do, I'm going to offer you some advice. Hopefully you take it. Send it over to me at tobybaker.life, not .com. That's me, M-E, at tobybaker, B-A-K-E-R, .life.